back to you. The bookworms are buddy. So it is time for my January wrap-up. I know I said I was going to try to read less, do more things. I feel like I'm doing more things, but I don't feel like I really read much less than normal. I ended up with 10 books. I read 9 of them. One of them I did not finish. So yeah, I did also cover a couple of resolutions for a start, and I'll let you know those when the time comes. So let's get started on this wrap up. The first book that I read was Night Passage. This is the first book in the Jesse Stone series. This is by Robert B. Parker. This was one of my resolutions to start reading collected books that I've got, and I did enjoy it. I think it was a little slow, but I think it was the author trying to allow readers to get the feel of what's going on and get the feel of the characters and get the feel of the town. The town is dirty, and our detective, he was head of homicide, but he's an alcoholic, so he got let go. He's separated from his wife, and he just is at the lowest of his lows, and he gets contacted by this other police force. They need a chief of police because they think that they'll get away with everything they're getting away with because Jesse Stone just won't care, but he proves them wrong, and the story goes on from there. I really enjoyed Jesse Stone's character, but like I said, it was a little bit slow. I think it'll get better as the series goes. I rated it 3 stars, and I will be continuing the next one this next month. The next book that I read was Rules of Prey by John Sanford, another book of series that I've been collecting. This one and the Jesse Stone series is 2 series that I'm doing with my friend Susan this year for Series-a-thon. And this one has a great story, but I hate the detective. I hate the protagonist, Lucas Davenport. He just makes me want to throw up. I'm told he will start to grow on me, and he will get better. He's a friendly guy. That's not the issue, but he is such a player, and he just doesn't care who he hurts in the process. But the story itself is fantastic. So I think that it will get better as the series goes. At least I'm hoping. So yes, Rules of Prey, I rated this 4 stars. The next book I read was the book with my grandson, which was something else that was a bookish resolution, was to read more with my grandson. And this, in January, we read The 3 Snow Bears, and this was by Jan Brett. It is a retelling of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, and it was fantastic. We both loved it. The illustrations were great. I did not see anywhere where it was a different illustration, so I'm thinking the author was also the illustrator. And we both enjoyed it a lot, so we ended up rating this book 5 stars. The next book that I read was The Scorpio Races, and this was a buddy read with Di. This is by Maggie Stiefvater. It's the first time I've read anything by her. I think it had potential, but it just didn't quite get there for me. I liked the ending, but it was just kind of slow. You get the sense that this is going to be about this huge race because that's what's on the synopsis. So I'm like, oh, well, this is going to be great. You know, they're seahorses, they're water horses, and they come out and they're these gallant horses, and they're going to race them. And it was like the last few pages that the race actually took place. And I think it had potential. It just didn't get there. There was enough there to read the book. And I ended up rating it 3 stars. The next book I read was The Woods by Harlan Coben. This was a buddy read with Raul over at Latin Lector. And I ended up rating this 5 stars. It is Harlan Coben. He is one of my favorite authors. This was fantastic. These kids go into the woods and they don't return. And the story goes on from there. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. There was a lot of mystery in there, little things, you know, that you have to kind of think about and figure out who it was, did what, and that kind of thing. So really enjoyed this one. 4 stars. Or 5 stars, sorry. 5 stars. The next one that I read was Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith. Yes, I am a sucker for punishment. But like I said, in each one of these books, there is enough to read the next one because mostly the characters. I love the characters. And I mean, the stories are just always so slow. And there's not a lot that's going on. And this one had included Robin a little bit more. And I like that idea, so that is the reason why I decided to get it and read it. And again, it's kind of a disappointment. I did rate it 3 stars because, you know, the characters are what's bringing the story along for me. It's definitely character driven. I just think J.K. Rowling should stick with YA whatever. And she's a completely different writer, so just to let you know that first off. But yeah, 3 stars. And yes, I'll probably read the next one because like I said, a sucker for punishment. And I'm attached to the characters. So, yeah. The next one I read was Timeline by Michael Crichton. This was a buddy read with Di, and I just could not read it. I read a little over 50 pages, and I was so excited. I thought, man, I'm really going to like this book because it's time travel. Yeah, and it was just really slow, and I just could not get into this book at all. And I wanted to like it, and I just didn't like it. Yeah, so there's no rating. I do have a short review on what I was thinking when I was reading it. Yeah, and that's about it. The next book that I read was Black Bloods by John Hennessy. This was decent. I don't have a lot of luck with review books because this was a review book. But this one was decent. I did end up rating it 3 stars. I'm not sure if I would read anything else by this author, but yeah, these people, it's post-apocalyptic, and there's this illness where it turns people's blood black, and they're not wanted, then they're hunted, and they find out that they can do certain things. So yeah, I like the premise of the story, and like I said, it was enjoyable, it was entertaining, 3 stars. The next book that I read was Blood Memory by Perrin Breyer. I was told about this book from someone who came and posted on my Goodreads, and they were doing a blog tour for this author, and they said, hey, this book's free on Amazon, you know, if you want to read it, da-da-da-da. So it wasn't actually a review book, but I'm like, what the heck. So I went and picked it up. It was a new author, and I just didn't like this one at all. It's a zombie book, and yeah, it just kind of fell flat for me. I just thought it was really slow. There were some good parts in it. I rated it 2.5 stars. So yeah. Then the last book that I read was Z-, also by Perrin Breyer. Again, someone came by, they're doing a blog tour. Again, the book was free. I went to pick it up, and this one I enjoyed. This is also a zombie story, and I've really been enjoying, you know, the zombie stories, the old-fashioned kind of zombie stories, not our glamorized zombies. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I ended up rating Z-, a 4 star. It also hit my Z for my A through Z challenge early this year, so I was happy about that. And I will continue to read this series. They are, they're kind of short. They are over 100 pages. This one was 146, I want to say. So I will probably continue reading this series because I really enjoyed the first book. So there you go, guys. That is my wrap up for January. If you've read any of these books, let me know. Also, all of these have written reviews on my blog and on Goodreads, so you can check that out. Thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.